Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas.
By God.
This is the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Indeed it is.
As we start in a brand new week together, and hopefully everybody is back safe and sound with us.
Yeah.
And a very rare thing happened yesterday. The Dallas Cowboys actually won a football
Shut
game.
your mouth.
I've gotten so used to them
Say
losing
it isn't
big.
so. Say it isn't so.
And I must admit,
I watched some of that game.
I must admit, I just have not watched them this year for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of all the political BS that's going on, or just the fact that they are so bad it's hard to watch.
Yeah,
I can't figure it out.
Well, you got my vote for all the above.
Yeah, well, basically.
But I watch them. I mean, it makes for a good nap. I mean, it's kind of like, it's about as exciting as watching a game of golf to me, just.
Or tennis.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can watch tennis, but, because I was into tennis in high school and college. But
I got you.
But golf, I don't know. And the Cowboys, I don't know.
We got an interesting topic that you folks are commenting on today. What is the one thing you've learned this year about yourself?
And I will admit, amigo, that I stole this off my private Facebook page from Judy Holland, I believe was her name.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for posting that over there, and you ought to hop the fence and come over here.
Thank you, Judy.
Yeah.
We loved it because a lot of you had some really good options or opinions on it.
As they always do.
As they always do. And
we love our people.
We're going to get into it here in just a minute, but Pappy and I have been asking you to send us your Christmas greetings so that we can start playing them leading up to our Christmas show. If you want to know how to do it, let's take a look at this.
Hi, we're the Hardys.
Wishing you a very Merry Christmas.
Well, there you go.
Just a little 5-10 second snippet. We'd love to air it. I mean,
that is the Hardy family from Waxahachie, Texas.
By God.
Thank you very much for taking time to do that.
Happy holidays to you and yours, the Hardys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great video. That's cool.
It was. What is the one thing you've learned this year about yourself? Pappy, let's just dive in and see.
I'll never say.
If I were really to ask you, what is one thing you learned about yourself this year?
Never call a coon ass, I guess. It gets you thrown in jail.
In Facebook jail.
The one thing I've learned this year is that, God, there's so many. So many that you think you know, but nobody knows what the hell's going on hardly anymore. I would say that a lot of my suspicions have come true about politics and electoral processes, and it's still very disappointing to me. I mean, but, it's
we'll see how it plays out.
Who do you trust anymore?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. Yeah. Let's look at what you guys had to say to us about all of this. Mike Tanner said the one thing he learned this year was that his patience can wear really thin.
I'm with you there, Brother Mike.
Ain't it so?
Paula Hicks Butler says what she learned was that she really, really loves to volunteer.
And Paula, that's a very admirable thing right there.
That's the
for
art of
you
giving,
to volunteer. The art of
giving.
That's a great way of putting it right there.
Good on you, kiddo.
Pat Morris said, I learned that if you cheat enough, you can accomplish a lot of things. Just kidding, of course. I've learned to question the legitimacy of our election system.
Yeah.
I am really concerned about where we are headed, and learned a lot of people don't seem to care.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good post there, Pat.
They're probably thinking, hell, if Trump can't fix it, who the hell do I think I am?
Yeah.
Debbie McGowan Howitt said she learned her tolerance level has lowered. And Russell Curlin up in Wyoming says he learned that he didn't like Democrats. By God, Russ.
Russell. I love it. Just speak of it as it is.
He'll tell you.
Sean Cook said he loathes the government on both sides. Well, okay.
That's pretty much me, And Mark Levitt said, I've learned just how strong my marriage was between the isolation of quarantine with my wife and just generally not being able to do a lot. I discovered we could actually get along despite being cooped up together for the last 10 months. I'm lucky.
Well, Mark, I hope you let your wife read that before you send us into it.
She probably
You
wrote
may
it for him.
indeed be a lucky man, if you know what I mean.
Sound like something Helen would say on my behalf.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, that's pretty good.
It is.
Chris Schumberg said, when it comes to the Lord, I find I do a lot more thanking him than asking him. Well, if he's brought you through all this mess the last 10 months, then, yeah, you need to do a lot of thinking.
He's got a good point. I asked Mom, God rest her soul, Miss Natalie. I don't know how we got into it. In her final days, you know how it is. You get old, you start talking more about Christ and your soul,
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, all I know, Mama, is when I get up there, I got a lot of questions. And she said, Joe, baby, it's probably him's going to be asking the questions. So,
yeah.
So, and sticking with what Chris was saying, I wholeheartedly agree, brother.
Yeah.
Bob Baker said this year taught him that if I was a politician in D.C., I would want to reestablish dueling.
Dueling.
And Christine Wiley said yes, and stream it live.
Oh,
Dueling, huh?
boy. I
Okay,
like
well,
that, yeah. Kent Rudd said millions of Americans are thinking every day when he said that I hate masks. Vicky McClure said, I don't like being isolated.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And our buddy at the field office, old Big Jerry Blum, gave a very logical answer when learning about himself this year. He said, I didn't know how much I really love tequila.
Big Jerry. Big Jerry.
Yeah, me and old JB been known to heft a few.
Yeah, y'all's elbows have been bent quite a few times.
Yesterday was just one day. That was that way.
That's very true.
Yeah.
DJ Redmond said this year has taught him how really impatient I really am. I am impatient with people who just say, okay, to being led around. I am really impatient with those that get pissed if I forget to wear my mask somewhere. Finally, I get impatient with those idiots who want to see our America be reduced to a socialistic form of government.
Yeah.
That's when I really have to hold the temper in check.
I tell you, that's what's known as a silent majority, I guess, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell,
Good one, DJ.
let that opinion fly, brother. Tina Tapley Hudson said she really doesn't like working from home. I can't wait to get back in the office, and Margie Harold agreed by saying, me too. That's what they've learned, by God.
Yeah. Mark Saylor said, the one thing I have learned this year is how much I missed being around people. With the isolation and quarantine we went through, I really found out how badly we need interaction with others to keep your sanity.
Yep.
I hope this crap is over with soon. I'm going to throw a huge party and invite as many people as I can.
I bet there won't be a mask anywhere inside.
I think that's a really safe bet there.
Yeah.
I really do.
Brett Barker said he learned not to trust people unless you really know them. That's a good way to be, Brett.
Yeah.
Good way to be. I had to learn that the hard way my own self many moons ago.
Our number one fan, Jennifer Hoopin Garner Thomas, said that I am one of the ones that COVID kicked their ass, but I still think this isolation and mask thing is BS. Ronnie Barnett discovered that he's just simply getting old.
That's pretty much what I learned this past year, too.
Ain't it so? I turned another year older myself.
You know, sometimes you just have to look on the bright side of things, like Barbara Taylor Hall. She says she learned the amount of blessing I received this last year. Barbara's sweetheart. She lives up in Arizona or Colorado or somewhere.
Wow.
She is the dog groomer.
Well, there you go. There you go.
See.
Mark Wilson pulled no punches when he said simply, I hate Democrats. Michelle Motley Smith agreed by saying, yes.
Yeah. Robert Kelly said, I discovered just how loyal my company was. There was a layoff when COVID hit, as did many others. But when they were allowed to start up again, they didn't call me a lot of other people back to work. They hired new employees. That's what I learned. There's no loyalty by any company anymore, so why should I be loyal to them?
Man.
Yeah.
And you know, our buddy, Big Billy, up at Applebee's, his company was forced to lay off when COVID began.
He got screwed.
Yeah, he did. And it's kind of like Robert was saying, now, they laid off all these people. And then when they got the green light to go ahead and reopen, well, instead of calling their employees back like a good company should,
skilled laborers,
they went out and hired a whole new
the money,
workforce. Yeah, at half the money. So, you know, I can see the frustration there. I really can see the frustration.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I'd have probably wound up in the pokey over that.
Lacey K. Green said, I hate willful stupidity more than I thought.
Yeah.
And I will never bow to socialism. Stephen W. Crenshaw seemed to agree when he said this year reinforced my belief that an IQ test should be required at puberty.
Steve-O, you might be on to something, buddy.
That was too good. That was too good.
Steve's a thinker, that boy. Oh, that's too funny. Let's see here. Chad Brooks seemed to follow that up when he said, one thing I learned this year is that Trump is great for the country, and the Dems are all about themselves and their agenda to get more money. Well, I think both sides are pretty much all about that.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
Sean Robert Allgood said he learned he had a great family and friends. Molly Parker agreed, saying, if it had not been for my family and friends, I believe I would have gone stark raving mad. I think that is true with a lot of people who have been stuck inside the house for a long, long time.
Well, I know.
And, you know, psychologists say the same thing, Pappy.
Yeah.
That this quarantine and isolation is tearing up people's psyche.
Well, yeah.
Because the natural need to associate with people.
That's right.
I mean, it's just, it's a human thing. You got to have it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I agree, but in my circumstances, it's just the opposite. It's my family and friends that drove me stark raving mad. So I'm blaming it on you, bud.
Why? Because I put you in a straitjacket every time we get through with the program? I mean, I don't see why that would hurt you.
Tired of driving with my knees. Look at here. Crawdaddy Young said he learned that people are so distracted in life that they will tolerate or ignore the reality of how we're being hornswoggled by those that they elected. Probably because they're busy, feel powerless, and voting is all they have to feel empowered. Also, like in Brewster's Millions, I vote for none of the above, by God. Trump is the only candidate that has ever brought me close to the voting booth and think about voting. Then the debacle happened. Have you ever noticed that just when you think everything is just about to get on track, some crap comes flying out of the left field and screws everything up? Yeah. When you're young, you might think it's coincidental, but as you age, you see the pattern. I think Crawdaddy's coming in.
Boy.
He's done coming into old age.
Hey, Crawford, I am really impressed.
That's well said, bud.
Yeah. Your post as of late has made so much sense.
And I have noticed that. You know, I mean, crap flying from both sides, actually. That's what keeps everything stirred and screwed up, too.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
Yep.
Daryl Riddle says the thing that he learned would be, no matter how much I try to reason and even show proof to a Democrat that Joe Biden is wrong for our country, that the Democrat is still going to be a Democrat.
Well, by God, of course. Just like you're going to be not a Democrat, you know. I mean, and they have the constitutional right to be that.
Yeah, they do. They do, which I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Okie doke, moving right along. Doug Gressett agreed with Grandpa, who said he learned that people are so gullible they will allow themselves to be manipulated, and that no matter what, fraud is rampant in the Democratic Party.
Yes, I did say that, and Doug, out in West Texas, agreed.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Doug is he's a very much a thinker. Let's just put it that
Point
way.
blank kind of guy, huh? Yeah.
Just and he always tells you what is on his mind.
Oh, good.
And he's kind of like Frank Edgar.
That's what we like.
When
here
he
at the
says
Grandpa and
something,
Pappy Show.
it makes sense. And now Crawford has joined that. Yeah, Doug came back to say, I find it hard to believe that we could let our election process get so out of control. Do we have wolves watching the hen house?
You think?
Well, that's an old country saying.
Oh, it is. Mary Adams Childress said she learned that people want a free ride regardless of who pays. Basically, people are for sale. People have no integrity. I don't believe this way. Well, it's out there, I guess.
It is out there. It is out there.
But there's still a lot of good folk walking around.
There are. Michelle Motley Smith said she found out some of my closest friends and family would be okay living in a communist country.
By God.
Well, that ought to make you upset right there.
Buy them a one-way ticket.
Yeah, you know, Russia's looking for more citizens.
That's right.
Comrade. Yes,
That's somebody that can speak without their mouth hurting.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Michelle Sapper said, I'm strong, and I can't believe I ever voted for a Democrat in the past.
Well, there you go.
Well, Michelle, things were different back in the past. I mean,
and you know, that's really true.
Pretty much all of us was raised staunch Democrats. I mean,
Yeah, I was.
When it was actually, the party was for the working family.
And
the working man.
I've shared with you many times that my dad voted Democrat his whole life, but the last election before he passed away, he voted Republican.
Done hopped that fence, did he, buddy?
And I asked him point blank, Dad, you actually voted Republican? Because it kind of floored me.
I have a feeling Pops would have too, you know.
And he said, well, son, they've gotten away from knowing what they're going to do and taking care of the people.
In other words, shit's out of control. So, you know.
Yeah, but he didn't want to say it that way. So.
He was thinking it, I bet.
Yeah, he probably was, knowing my dad.
I've been thinking it ever since JFK got popped. So.
Yeah. Joan Wilder said she learned to persevere regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
Amy Valin said, I am unstoppable. It's what? Valin?
Valin, yeah.
Yeah.
Amy Valin. Amy Valin.
Said, I am unstoppable. And Lisa Ann Harbor said, I really like the quiet. And you know, there are a lot of people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that just simply do not want to be around people. They'd rather stay in their homes and, I don't know, do whatever, but they don't want to go outside.
I hate everybody the same kind of deal.
They got a word for it, and I don't remember what it is. So I hadn't had enough coffee yet.
Wayne McKenzie said he learned you can't save your money. Welcome to my world. Tisha Sharp said not to be so trusting, and Kim Alexander said I'm beyond stronger than I thought I was. Good on you, Kim.
Yeah. Katherine Barclay Doss said that I'm a lot stronger than I thought, and our constitutional rights are more valuable, and I will fight for them no matter what age I am.
You go, girl.
Yes, sir.
By God. That's what they're there for, is to fight over.
Yeah.
Paula Cameron said, I learned that I really, really hate stupidity and fake people. Janine White said, yes, and Trump is still my president, by God.
Well, there you go.
You tell him, Nina.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well.
And Oklahoma still sucks.
Yeah, it's about that time.
It is.
Your friend up in Oklahoma, what's her name?
Rory Belinda.
Rory, don't come looking for me on that, okay? Thank you very much. From what I hear, I don't want you coming looking for me.
See a little ball of dynamite there.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Yep. Jimmy Allison finally said, the thing I learned was that people are not smart enough to stop watching the mainstream media to get their news.
Yep.
They've been brainwashed and have been made to believe what they wanted you to believe.
That's fact.
They were not smart enough to seek the real truth. Holy mackerel!
By God,
It's a great thing. People are just not. They're not giving up. They had a march, and the something boys that are big Trump fans. They had a big march in Washington D.C. A lot of them are motorcycle guys, tough guys, ex-militaries. Yeah, and they were marching very peacefully until they turned the corner, and there was a bunch of Antifa protesters that decided they didn't want them to go any further. So it did not turn out pretty.
Yeah,
from what I understand,
it was good for the visiting team.
Yeah, what I read. There was 24 stabbings,
Damn.
4 very seriously, and a lot of arrests.
Sounds like a Rolling Stones concert, by God.
It kind of does. But anyway, it's, Antifa, you're going to have yours coming. I mean, I'm telling you, it's coming. Yeah. It is coming.
Careful what you ask for, boy.
That's exactly correct.
Might get you some.
One of the interesting things that we're going to do on Wednesday, I was so mad about the Supreme Court not hearing Texas's lawsuit. They didn't even look at it. They just said we're not going to look at it. They just turned it down flat.
Surprised?
Now, in my uneducated opinion, what they did was turn their back on the Constitution, and I said that on Facebook. And holy mackerel!
How'd that work out for you,
I
amigo?
mean, we had lots and lots of opinions, and we're going to do that. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday. Yeah. And you still have time to post your comment.
Yeah, get them in before Wednesday, at least a day before Wednesday, because when he's putting
get them in today, because it takes me a long time.
Yeah, he's older.
A day before to script out the show and make sure I get everybody's opinions as you stated them. But we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And another thing we're going to remind you of is that Pappy and I want you to send us a little video of yourself. And your family, wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas. I made a big mistake by saying Happy Holidays and got scolded for it. So I went back and changed it to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Well, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Just makes sense.
But anyway, send us your little video, and we've got another short clip we want to show you right now of another Christmas greeting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hi, we're the Jones family, wishing you a very Merry Christmas.
The Jones family from Keller, Texas.
Good-looking family.
I do say so myself, since that's my daughter.
Well, by God. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Oh, come on. Give me a little credit here.
I'm glad
but
she
anyway,
takes after her mom.
Yeah. Well, that's true. She got my hair and my chin.
Well, you do have pretty hair there.
Yeah, so anyway, well, let's take a look at some of the viewer comments, Pappy, that we got in from you guys. Bobby Thompson said he enjoyed our show on shopping online or in person for Christmas. He said, I agree with the person that said shopping on Black Friday is a pain in the butt. I did that once. And we'll never do it again.
I'm right there with you, Bobby boy. Sitting on a cold sidewalk in Houston
Special
where
K,
it's not supposed to be cold.
Yeah, Special K, we did that, twice? We did that twice?
Well, I actually did it 3 times.
Well, me?
But my first time, oh my gosh, it was horrid. Horrid. Getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You get in there, and everybody has a basket, and some lady pushed her basket up against my heels, and it hurt. And I won't say what I say because
I know what you said.
I just say, hey,
no shopping trick.
Back off.
When there's only one package
and
left on the shelf.
And I'm only 4'11". I mean, she could have beat the tar out of me.
See, that's what happened. She caught you eyeballing that last box up on the shelf, so she just parked on the back of your damn shoes.
Yeah, we saw a fist fight.
Oh, shopping trick 101.
Yeah. We saw a fist fight.
How funny.
At one of them. So.
Yeah, not for me. I'd rather spend that extra 40% and be home having a toddy.
There you go.
Oh, number one son, Jason Terry, spoke up on the same subject about shopping when he said, "I'll be shopping at the flea market."
At the flea market.
And that's funny. I used to take that boy to a flea market when he was growing up, and he was always trying to find me a girlfriend. There's a girl, Dad. There's a girl, Dad. There's a girl, Dad. You wonder why I've been married so many times.
Yeah, no kidding. I think I'd tell him, ease off.
I tell you, we had a lot of fun at the flea markets, Jay. So
I'm sure you did. It sounds like.
We'll have to do it again.
Marie Thigpen commented on our show about the president conceding the election. She said, "Do not concede, no matter what. Play out your legal options, and if that fails, still don't concede for the election, but acknowledge the transition of the White House."
Well, now, if he didn't succeed or conceded last time, I mean, what the hell are the options?
Well, I mean, he could still be, or Biden could still be certified as the president-elect, but he still doesn't have to come out and say he's conceding the election.
Well, that's happening today, this afternoon.
What's that?
The Electoral College meets today.
Yeah, I know, but it's got to be certified by the Senate.
Yeah, and then it's certified on January the 6th, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the tally that they showed this morning did not look too much in Trump's favor. So.
Yeah.
But he did win one today where they are going to let them open the Dominion audit in Michigan, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
did see that. So we did have a win today
on
the Dominion. And if that one's open, they should open every single other one.
I agree.
Well, at least all the swing states.
Well, I agree. Yeah. And that's what they're asking for, actually.
They're saying he won by close to 2 million votes. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Mary Thigpen.
No, I just did her.
Oh, did you? Okay. Robert Myers said our show on Hallmark movies was fun to watch. But he said, I wouldn't be caught dead watching one of them. I saw one a couple of years ago and thought not bad. So I watched the next one. Same plot, different actors. I haven't seen one since.
Like he's right on that.
Like I've said, Robert, it's good nap-taking material right there, by God. Just put a box of tissues in the old lady's lap and lay down, fluff your pillow.
A.C. Daughtry said he watched our show on if we were willing to fight if socialism takes over our country. And the simple answer is, you're damn right I will, and millions more will too.
Yeah.
Plain, simple, spoken. And the people have spoken.
And it's a fact, by
Thank you
God.
guys so much for all of your
guys are
opinions and participating in our show, because it is your show. We just read your opinions.
We just broadcast it.
Yeah, we just read your opinions on the subject of the day.
Which brings me to the subject of the day. That, well, I mean, we need some show topics, y'all. Y'all man up and send us some show topics. A couple old farts like us need something to talk about, by God.
Ain't it so?
Yeah.
Ain't it so?
Yeah.
Well, we also are leading up to our Christmas program, and our friend Marshall Williams has sent us a beautiful music bed to feature all of the pictures that you're sending in, like the ones behind us.
Yeah.
We have received quite a few in. If you still have time to get your pictures of your decoration, as you see behind us, and get it into us to make the show, because it takes Special K quite a few hours to put together a pictorial montage.
And I was just about to say that with Marshall's music and Special K's special touch on that montage, you don't want to miss this show.
That is exactly correct. So,
I don't intend to.
An early thank you very much to Marshall Williams. We asked him, and boy, did he come through. You'll find out when we have our Christmas program.
Oh, Marshall, good egg.
He's a good egg, and that boy can do some serious picking.
Oh, yeah. Plus, we'll probably be featuring maybe sometime through the Christmas season, maybe a video or two of Thomas Gabriel.
Yep.
Yeah.
We want to tell you that if you have an idea or if you want to comment on the question of the day, it's very simple. All you have to do is go right back on my shoulder there, Grandpa and Pappy at gmail.com. That's Grandpa and Pappy at gmail.com.
Certainly one good way of getting her done there.
Or
you can hit us up directly on our show website, which can be found by typing in www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa and the letter npappy.com.
Yeah.
You'll see this big red button. Bing! That one.
Bam.
I like when that button pops up.
Yeah.
Just push it. Devise a easy to remember password and subscribe to the show. We're YouTube driven and
We sure are.
We work by numbers.
Doesn't cost you anything.
Not a red penny. That's
so
right.
we want to build those subscribers up like we have on our Facebook group page, as you see in the back. And if you go to our group page, you will see a lot of the opinions that people are saying on our question of the day.
Unedited ones, too.
Unedited, before it makes the transition onto the show. So
That's the good ones.
it's always a lot of fun for us. We have a few more T-shirts left, right?
Yes, we do.
Pappy?
I think we've got one or two extra
Look at
larges
there.
and a bunch of large. Look at old Dave and Nita, smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah, like he stole something.
Yeah, $20. I'll save you shipping, and I might even chunk a couple of goodies in there with you, like I tell you every week. Just hit us up. There's several ways of doing that, and you know probably all of them. So hit us up, and I'd be more than happy to get one out your way. So.
It's been a lot of fun today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys more than you ever know. It's always a lot of fun for us to put this program together, but we can't do it without you.
That's a fact.
And our mascot will show up. There she is. And thank you, too, as we always tell you and end all of our shows with. We always tell you to hug your children and let them know you love them.
Let them know we love them right here at Grandpa and Pappy, too, by God.
Absolutely. So until we see you back on Wednesday, be safe, be kind to one another.
Yeah, take care of one another.
And God bless, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.